Hey, it's Luke at Hip, and if you've been listening to the Grow Ortho podcast maybe for weeks, months, or in some cases years, you know that we typically interview an industry expert, whether it be someone working in the office or a consultant, or just a strategic partner for orthodontists. Well, we're going to change things up just a bit, and this year we've actually released 4 books. And so we're going to release every audiobook, basically a chapter for each episode. Listen, enjoy, and let us know what you find valuable and implement and what works well in your office. Thanks so much for supporting HIP, and we hope you enjoy all these episodes on the Practice Growth series.
Chapter 1: A Team That Loves to Serve People. I've had the opportunity to interact with team members from hundreds of orthodontic practices, both in person and by phone. Through thousands of touch points, whether observing an office visit, doing a secret shop, or listening to calls between scheduling coordinators and leads, I've noticed that the busiest practices all had one thing in common. The interaction with their team was enjoyable. Countless hours of analyzing great exchanges, horrible phone calls, and everything in between have shown me one attribute that your front desk and scheduling team need. They must be a team that loves to serve people. Let's bring this home. I want you to consider your front desk seriously. When you think about all the people you have interacting with leads and new patients in their first contact with your practice, is each committed to making the patient experience something memorable? Do they really love people? Can you hear the caring in their voice? Do people know they're in the right place before your team even opens their mouths? If your answers to these questions are yes, then congratulations. You've done a great job hiring, and we have the right people in place to build the front desk of your dreams. If not, you want to ask them whether they would like to step up or step out. In far too many cases, when I talk to orthodontists and their office managers, the roles of the front desk and scheduling coordinator are overlooked and neglected. It's a minimum wage job that nobody wants. How can we expect applicants to wow us? It's only for the front desk. How amazing do they need to be? Unfortunately, this thinking results in missed phone calls, gaps in your treatment coordinator's schedule, and lost income. The dollars you may have invested into marketing are generating leads that are now starting at another practice. Is this something you want? Excellent service is sadly a lost art. When it comes to customer service, some companies have it nailed. Take Starbucks, for instance. They've taken their employees out of the mundane service industry by positioning them as baristas, completely changing their perspective of themselves. No matter what's going on in their lives, they assume the barista role and the standards that go with it when they come to work. They are there to serve and wow people as they grab their coffee by brightening their experience. If you've ever received impeccable service from a barista at Starbucks, understand that dozens of hours went into training, coaching, and mentoring that individual to consistently maintain the standards that you and every customer has come to expect. Orthodontists need to learn from Starbucks about elevating the roles of the front desk and scheduling coordinators to a position that someone can enjoy and take pride in. The culture at Starbucks was not established by accident. They had a straightforward goal: to create a culture that inspires others through excellence in their products, people, and service. This simple goal took them from a small coffee shop in Seattle to a worldwide sensation and a billion-dollar company. There are vast differences between a coffee shop and an orthodontic practice. However, the notion of employees providing excellent service to customers should remain consistent in every industry. If you visit different Starbucks stores around the globe, you will notice that while the food and beverages may be different, the standards and service provided are always consistent. If you've been struggling to grow your practice, the first thing you need to do is cultivate a team that loves to serve people. Practices that make this their primary focus will have employees who value their work and their patients, strive to deliver exceptional service, and are eager to help grow your business. Why do employees leave? Unfortunately, in many practices and businesses, front desk customer service positions pay minimum wage, offer no benefits or perks, and are dead-end positions that provide a minimal to no growth opportunities. Some scheduling coordinators also do records, work in the clinic, and more. So, they are doing numerous jobs for little pay and can't master one area of the practice. These types of jobs often have a high turnover rate, which affects the day-to-day life of the office and the overall morale of the workplace environment. To keep good team members and prevent high turnover, you need to make sure your practice is a great place to come to work. That includes a fun, inviting culture, key performance indicators for positions so people can know if they are winning in the role, proper training, someone inspecting the metrics according to the goals and coaching when necessary, a lead or manager over the scheduling team, incentives when goals are hit, growth opportunities. Most employees want a position where they can learn, grow, and contribute. Without these elements, your front desk and scheduling team won't feel inspired to do their jobs well, and they certainly won't feel motivated if they receive less than they deserve. Let's think of Starbucks again. Yes, their baristas do start at minimum wage. Still, both full-time and part-time employees are entitled to health benefits, stock options, opportunities for career advancement, whether in retail or at the corporate level, vacation time, sick leave, and other great incentives. Also, team-building exercises, coffee tastings, team outings are regular events that contribute to the warm and upbeat Starbucks culture. Maybe you can't come anywhere close to that, but you don't have to pay a fortune to keep your team happy. You just need to install incentives and growth in the role and provide people with additional perks and rewards to help them love their jobs. Make a goal, roll it out, and create a bonus pool. A good starting point could be the total number of new patients scheduled. For example, if the scheduling team hits the goal, 75 new patient consults are scheduled, and you know your treatment coordinator's average close rate is 70%, you will most likely start around 52 new patients. Would you pay your scheduling team $1,000, shared evenly across the team, to hit your goal for the month? Simple incentives like this drive your team to move towards your desired outcomes. What you don't want. If you've seen Monsters, Inc., you undoubtedly remember Roz, the scary old monster lady working at the front desk. With her raspy, monotone drawl, Roz delivers information in a manner that fits the stereotype perfectly. All people working in these roles hate their jobs and ultimately hate their lives. Roz is mean and lazy, and while she's entertaining to watch in an animated movie, the real-life version in an orthodontic setting would not be something to rave about. She is the perfect example of someone you don't want working at the front desk. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do a quick YouTube search and watch a video of Roz in action so you can understand what I mean. The bottom line is this: if you don't like people, this isn't the job for you. If you don't like talking to people, it's time to look for another job. What you do want. You do want someone like Beverly, the lead front desk coordinator at Casanelli, Shanker, and Baker Orthodontics. Beverly knows exactly what great service looks like, and she makes sure every patient, whether old or new, gets the same top-notch service. This lead came in from Facebook late last night. I saw it when I got into the office first thing in the morning, so I gave her a call. When the lady picked up the phone, I could hear it in her voice that I had awoken her from her sleep in her voice. I kind of panicked, because I didn't want her to get upset, so I introduced myself and apologized for interrupting her sleep. I told her I was calling her back to see if she'd want to schedule a new patient consultation at our office. I asked her if this was a good time to talk, and she said it was a good time to talk because I'd never catch her if she was awake. We had a good laugh together. I went over everything and got all of her information. I tried to get her in that same day for her consult, but she told me she was super busy and couldn't leave work. Since we offer virtual consults, I told her it wasn't a problem if she couldn't get here. She loved that. I got her scheduled later that day. It made my morning, and she said it made hers too. There should always be a standard for your team to be pleasant, personable, and professional with patients. Outstanding service should occur when the initial phone call is made to a new lead, when they arrive for their consultation, and when they have future appointments. Providing outstanding service is ultimately how your practice will grow and how you can get to where you want it to be. If this is not currently happening in your practice, how will you fix it? It is important to visualize what you want the patient experience to look like and evaluate the steps you need to take to realize that vision. Hiring the right candidate. It takes a lot of effort to go from where you currently are to where you want to be. You may not be hiring the proper people to fill these service roles or not coaching your team enough to maintain that quality service. Hiring a deadweight will only bring the rest of your team down. It can create a hostile work environment and leave patients with bad experiences in your practice. So it would be wise to hire people who can provide the quality service you expect. Some questions you should ask yourself when interviewing candidates are: do they often smile and make direct eye contact? Are they friendly, bubbly, and social? Do they exude confidence and professionalism? Do they have experience working in other customer service roles? How long do they last in these roles? Would this person get along well with the rest of my team? Are they willing to go above and beyond for patients? If they're anything like Beverly, they should be someone you consider hiring. And if they're like Roz, run and steer clear. Patient care position. If having a team that loves to serve people is the most critical component to achieving the front desk of your dreams, what is one quality each team member must have in common? Well, it's probably obvious by now, but they really should like being around people, and not just in a "I'm nice to people at work because I have to be" kind of way. It has to be genuine. They must love being around people and making them feel cared for. You must acknowledge that the people you hire for your front desk and scheduling team are in a patient care position, even though they do not provide healthcare services. Your front desk and scheduling team are the mouthpieces between the practice, the doctor, and the patient. How they portray themselves to patients, their behavior, attitude, and demeanor says a lot about you and your practice in general. It showcases the kind of people you hire and how you run your entire business. If you're in this position, you should care about your job, and if you don't, you should probably find something else to do. Patients aren't always going to be nice, but you still have to treat them with respect and empathy. Sunrise Orthodontics receives great patient feedback daily, but it doesn't come easy. Some practices have this down perfectly, and it shows in their reviews. Julie, a location manager and front office training specialist at Sunrise, understands the importance of good service. If you do it right, it will reflect in your reviews. She takes pride in sharing this with new patients as she schedules their complimentary consultations. We have to work really hard for those reviews. If you go through all of them, you'll see 5 stars across the page, and almost all of them will say how great the team is or how much they love coming to our location because the people are so kind and helpful. So, even though the doctors are doing a great job, people are commenting on how great the front desk team is. So I think that says a lot about the value of great service and how it can impact the overall patient experience. And so that says a lot about the kind of people you hire and how they provide patient care. Adversity in the workplace. Have you ever paid attention to how your front desk and scheduling team react during adversity? It is easy for people to provide quality service when the individuals they interact with are friendly and pleasant. But how do your employees respond to unfriendly and demanding patients? Are they still able to provide that same quality care? Every business has patients who are more challenging to deal with. In these situations, your front desk and scheduling team need to be as accommodating and respectful as possible, so your practice does not risk losing its business or jeopardizing its reputation. That's why I think it's great for teams to engage in role-playing exercises to get used to what to say to patients when these difficult situations happen. And they do happen. For the patient role, just think of your favorite mean and grouchy TV character and pretend to be them. And for the scheduling coordinator role, think of the bubbliest person you know. It will help them address any future issues and doubles as a team building exercise. Investing in your employees. The best investment you can make for your practice is to apply the time, effort, and focus on service, as it can take your business from adequate to thriving. When you do this, your front desk will eventually grow your business and its reputation for you. Generally, a happy front desk and scheduling team will create satisfied patients who are willing to refer your practice to people they know and people they don't know. Think Facebook, Twitter, Yelp, or Google reviews. There are already so many practices doing this. For example, Dr. Connor Despot from Buddha Orthodontics has a bonus structure for his front desk and scheduling team, where they get a $300 bonus if they decrease their missed call percentage by 2% over the last month. If you show your team that you appreciate their efforts and work ethic by investing in them, they will work harder to satisfy and exceed patient expectations and ultimately do their job better. Manage your expectations. Your practice will not change dramatically overnight, and neither will your employees. Beverly understands the importance of being patient with your new hires, as it will take time for them to get used to their new role and the standards. I always tell people that it will take at least 6 months before they feel entirely comfortable in this role. They know they have to provide quality service to patients, but there are also so many new tasks they will have to learn. I always tell my more experienced team to take the new hires under their wing. They have to see what it looks like and how to do it themselves. Shadowing them definitely helps them learn, since you can only tell someone the facts so many times. It is your job to make sure your new employees understand that it will take time to learn the nuances of the role and the standards and protocols of the practice. Make sure you let them know that there are no wrong questions, and do what you can to make them feel comfortable along the way. If you want to have this kind of team in your practice, the scheduling coordinator role needs to become a career that somebody wants to grow in. You may find yourself faced with the tough decision to let go of someone who has been with you for a long time. Trust me, in doing this, you are setting them free to be happier in their lives. You will make your whole team happier, and the quality of service will go up. Getting the right people in place is the first and most significant step you must take to grow your practice. The next thing to consider is the team dynamic. How well do they cooperate and work together to create the best outcome for everyone? That's why the next component of the front desk of your dreams is a team that believes in teamwork.